Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Jesse Jackson III. I'm the best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'Em Out book and training series, talking to us urgently about at-risk students. That the concept came on my radar probably about 40 years ago with the concept of what makes a kid at risk. I would argue or present that the concept of what used to be at risk, it has absolutely evolved into a much dangerouser pattern now. We're talking about the old definition of at risk was at risk to fall academically behind. Now you're looking at these new trends of at risk. We, for example, a big part of our business is we work with dropout recoveries nationwide. Some of the best dropout recoveries in the country. I like to believe that's the foundation of a lot of my calling is it's the kids that get caught in those situations that need to find a way to get their life on track. That's how I started, and I pretty much want to end my career making sure that we can keep kids out of that situation. So the goal, what I always said, and in running my juvenile pod, the objective is to keep kids out of juvenile, keep them out of these bad situations. So proaction is the game. I don't, after a kid's gotten in trouble, after a kid's off track, do you know how hard it is to get a kid back? So the objective is to proactively get in front of at-risk qualities. We can do a lot of that with the data, looking at reading. We can look at some your behavior patterns, but what that has evolved into is targeting, right? So a kid develops a negative behavior history and they get at-riskly targeted. And it's kind of difficult, and we even call them frequent flyers. The frequent flyers, the people that are on the radar. So I want us to look at risk proactively, meaning we know that kids need more guidance, more support, more structure. What makes you at risk today? Dr. Jackson definition is if you are in a situation where the parental guidance and parental support and parental reinforcement that the young person is getting is very non-existent. It is very just basically counterproductive to what the school is doing. You're dealing with at-risk kids. And here's the deal. My whole objective is to get on the solution side of it, actively solutioning, proactively getting in front of things we could see. So the purpose, you use training time to identify what are the patterns, what are the things that are in the barriers that are on my campus that are in front of me, things that we can, we're dealing with here, and then what are we going to do? And then that's how you start your process of building your program. We can't go through another year where people cannot not identify the dangerous patterns. This is getting dangerous, and it is now time for the leadership to rise to the challenge with a proper level of planning, preparation, and execution. You have to be able to identify it. So you need to know when you see, if you could say, as a district leader or building leader, my students, I don't have the reinforcement of the parents that I need to have, my kids are at risk of not achieving their goals and reaching their potential. So what do? That means now I get in front of it. I build bridges versus destroy them, right? I have to understand that and I have to execute the process to start building those bridges. And so I was talking to a superintendent yesterday and they were very clear what they were going to do to start the year off. They're starting the year off with a week of parent classes, a week of parent tutorials. The parents have to come in. We're going to open the school and we're not going to wait till the school year's going. We're not waiting to open house. We're going to work on the parents all summer and before the school year. They need help. Those kids being at home for 8 weeks, those parents are struggling. They're struggling, and it's not okay to just talk about them. No, what's unfortunately happened is the schoolhouse now is the solution being. And if the schoolhouse can't get it right, the Lord, please help us. And that is not fair. It's not, probably shouldn't be that way, but it is. And that's what we're dealing with. And that's some changes we need to make. If we make those changes and keep working on it, go through the process, keep working on it, you're going to get better. But the first thing, identify your population. What's the risk right there? What makes you at risk of reading low, poor behavior, non-supportive parent on the behavior side? We've got to identify that. We can no longer be in denial and thinks that simply at risk is our reading scores or academic ability. At risk is also social and behavioral.